We're live. Welcome to Simon NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. I am now back in my living room, and if you've had a lot to drink, you may be getting dizzy because the background is moving. And this is the real living room in Fukui, in the Fukui Prefectural Museum of Cultural History, no less. And that is very appropriate because my guest this week is sat there, not in the Museum of Prefectural History, but in his own place in Fukui. And it's a long time no see, and welcome back to Charlie no Saikatsu, or Charlie, or One Cup of Japan. What do you call yourselves these days, Charlie? Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Just Charlie is fine. No need for my titles.
Yes. Radri says Fukui. Foo. Okay, hello, Radri.
Hello, Radri. Hello.
So, how have you been? What you've been doing, and what's happening? What's going on with the face?
You're presumably talking about the previously broken face.
Her hirsute face.
Oh, the hirsute face. Okay. What's going on? Yeah. Well, I'm back on this YouTube thing now. For I guess about 2 or 3 months now. Basically, long story short, like Corona hit as it hit everywhere, and sort of like the things that I was being made to do as part of my job, I was really kind of sick over, and I was sort of like, was full of it. And so I thought, okay, well, I want to start making some strides toward being completely in control of myself. And so hopped back on YouTube, made a Patreon and all that kind of thing. So yeah.
Patreon as well. All right.
Yeah,
so there's no messing about there. I need money.
Yeah.
Throw it at me.
It's not so much that I need it as much as I want to sort of start building towards something and be able to like invest into it. And so my thought was, I know that there are people who greatly support the channel and have always said you should start a Patreon, you should do merch and that kind of thing. And so I thought if we could find a way to invest in the channel and make things better and maybe kind of work towards something, then that would be a good way to go.
Oh, so you can actually get a cup, a Charlie One Cup a cup, Japan cup. Yeah, that's in the planning.
That's sort of in the planning, right? Because I suppose if you have a channel name called One Cup of Japan and you do eventually do merch, you should actually sell one cup from Japan or something to that effect, right? I guess so.
Apparently, according to Radri, you look like a friendly Eric Andre.
I suppose I will take that as a compliment. I'm going to crack open my Cuppa here, actually.
I hear you opening one can, or rather than one cup, and that is very appropriate because it's one cup. I asked Radri to bring a cup as well, and anybody else, if you brought a cup, I have brought beer, and I'm just going to show it to you now. Ooh. It's here's beer, lots four. I'm not going to drink all 4. I may drink 2, but I'm going to spice them up a bit. My friend in Tokyo, who dressed me up last week and advised me on this, that, and the other, suggested beer cocktails. So we're going to have beer cocktails, namely Shandy Gaff, for which I have been doing all the preparation, and a red eye. These are all new to me, and she was quite surprised that I didn't know them, but I shall be learning as we go on the show.
Shandy Gaff is always it's a kind of like a summer favorite of mine, so I hope you enjoy that. She made a good recommendation, I think.
Right, beer. Okay, this is going to take longer than cracking open a can, so bear with me.
Sure. I want to apologize to your viewers here who if just in case something comes my way to answer like a question or something like that. I don't actually have an account on this site, so I can't actually participate in the comments directly. But as much as possible, I'll try and chime in and respond to you directly through the stream.
Oh, you can see people's comments though, presumably. You can see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can at least respond to them on stream.
You can't do super chat on here, Radri. No, I haven't. I don't do all that sort of thing. You can't send me little stars or all that business. I'm not quite sure. Right. So hang on. I believe you're at No. Well, I'll do it how my friend suggested. She says pour in the beer and then add the tomato juice. So we're going to do a red eye here.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's a rather champion-sized glass.
This is a British pint, but I'm not going to have a pint because I'll be completely wasted otherwise. And this is some cheap tomato juice from the supermarket from last night. No, I have to. Perhaps I have to do it. I suppose I should shake it. Definitely. Okay, bit of shaking going on. Whole lot of shaking going on. Okay. Right, and then I add it gradually. You can see this, and it's you pour it into the glass, Simon, and not on the floor. I'm gonna have to mop that up. Sure. Okay, right, okay.
That does make it another like dastardly color, doesn't it?
Right, and I've got to put pepper in it apparently. So here we go. Pepper mill. Can't really see that here, but you'll hear the sound. It just sticks on the foam. I'm gonna have to stir it.
Is that just you're cracking black pepper presumably on top of that?
Black pepper. I don't know. I'm not sure whether that's the correct thing to do. Radri's girlfriend says that you look sweet. So there you are. You're popular in Tokyo.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Thank her for me. Thank her for me. I wasn't sure who Kiki was, so I wasn't sure exactly.
No, she's been on the show as well. She was very popular on the show.
Oh, cool! Great. That's cool. That's a good way to look, I assume. What do you think?
Well,
Simon?
that's yes, it's different. It's bitter and peppery and tomatoey, and yes, I'm looking forward to the shandy gaff now.
So I suppose like that's going to be like, okay, well, you've tried it once and maybe there's no reason to go back to it kind of thing.
My friend in Tokyo says she loves stick things with tomato juice, but perhaps it's the wrong kind of beer. I'm using an IPA and it's quite a bitter beer. So
yeah, I would think that maybe something more like an American style lager or something like that would probably pair a bit better, but I don't know about those tomato-based drinks anyway, to be honest with you. So
perhaps I put too much tomato. Maybe I have to add more tomato juice. We'll see. Anyway, that's enough of that. I hope you all have now got your cocktails, audience, and your drinks. What are you actually having, Charlie? I heard it's something like a chew high, you know.
Yeah. Asahi came out with like this kind of like craft style, supposedly like lemon sour and this is direction and like lime sour. They're pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a little bit expensive as far as the chew high goes, because normally you can get like a 9% for like 120 or 130 yen.
Oh yes, I've had those.
Yeah.
Does the trick? Does the trick? And
it does the trick. Yes.
Yeah, walking down the street with "Give me a flake, man." Have one of these, Simon.
Right. He just raises them out of a bag, right? A magical bag. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. There's a great flavor to it. It doesn't taste like alcohol, which is
dangerous.
Dangerous. Yes.
Yeah. This definitely tastes like alcohol, like sort of. There are notes of tomato in it.
Yeah, I love tomatoes, but there's something. Maybe the only form I don't like tomatoes in is in beverage form. So
yes, it's kind of like, you know, like Nosh Abroad says, a salad drink, pass.
It's like something like that. Something like that.
It's like a kale smoothie, you know. Why?
just eat kale. Just eat kale, you know.
Tomo said she made a strawberry and coconut drink today. That sounds actually quite nice.
Great. That sounds great, Tomo. Yeah. Now it's basically summer here in Japan, right? So like that kind of coconut thing is like choice. Good call.
Has it started raining up there yet in Fukui?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of it, but we're not officially in like the rainy season yet. So I guess that's good. Yeah, but now it's just sort of like it's like August temperatures and August humidity almost here right now, which is
oh dear, already.
Yeah, which doesn't give you hope really as for how pleasant the summer is going to be. So yeah, that's a good sign.
So you've been there. How many years have you been there now? Up there in the wilds?
This is my 6th year here. It's my 6th year. Yeah.
And you've not sort of felt, I need to move to other areas of Japan, or are you quite happy there?
Yeah, I did think about it. Maybe my second year, I took like the entrance exam for Kyoto University,
Mm.
and I got through all that process, and I was just about to go, and then it was like, I don't know. It was like, I think I realized that maybe the thing I was going for, I was just going to go for something,
Yeah, and
and
not for the specific thing, but just to get out.
yeah. And but then I thought about it, and I realized like I had finally started to build my scaffolding here. You know, I had finally made some good friends. I just started dating, who's now my partner now, and you know, work was falling into place. I was starting to find some other opportunities that I could do, like freelancing and that kind of thing here.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean, Fukui has not changed.
All right, this is just there's an abandoned village in Fukui going on in the background.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've been there before. It looks really familiar. I think I went there to shoot pictures with a friend about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's an entire village where nobody lives there.
Yeah.
I mean, but Fukui isn't all like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
there. Yeah, Sabae, the city where I live, is like one of the few places that is growing in the prefecture, but it's becoming like a bedroom city, like a bedroom town for like.
dormitory town.
Yeah, people who
everybody
are like,
goes out to the bigger cities and sleeps there.
Yeah. One of the big draws here is like the education and the sports programs tend to be like among the best in the country. So a lot of people go to the city when they're young, and when they just get married, and then when they have kids, they come back here or they move here, even if they've never been here before. So it's a big draw for it, for sure. Yeah.
So I mean, what are opportunities? I mean, you stuck. I was going to say you're stuck now. You're staying now in Fukui, but I mean, are you looking ahead to opportunities to living there for a long term, or?
Yeah. So maybe last when was it now? Maybe last summer. Basically, what had happened is my fiance's parents' house did basically it fell into disrepair, and basically the only option was to rebuild it from scratch. And so they're like, okay, so by that point we had already made our intentions clear, and they're like, okay, well, tell us what you want in the house, and we'll make sure everything that you want is in the house. Basically, it turned into them building this house not for us, but with us in mind. So like we haven't moved into that yet, but probably within the next month or two. And so
brilliant.
Yeah, so the place to live is already sorted out, and there's like I have my own like office, like that's about as big as my current bedroom, which is really, really great. And so that's.
And this is in the countryside, I should imagine. Presumably.
Yeah, so this is in like the neighboring city called Takefu. And so of course that's all sorted, but then like Sabae, the big business here is eyeglasses.
Oh,
so,
yes, Megane,
yeah. So like 70% or 80% of the country's eyeglasses come from here, and they also export a shit ton. And so a lot of the free work that I've done, the freelance work I've done, is to like translation work or some interpreting work for companies who are trying to talk to companies in China or companies in the States and stuff like that. And one of the bigger opportunities I've had recently is like, why don't you come in house and do that full time?
Oh, right. So in their glasses factory, so kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's what's cool about it is, of course, I won't be working on the factory floor. Not that there'd be anything wrong with that, but it's just that I would be. Of course, there's a salary thing to consider, which is an improvement. But it's also that part of my job would be to travel, like to China, to Korea, to the States.
Wow. Cool.
Semi-regularly. Yeah. So that's part of it, and it's just like. I'm just I'm ready for like how can I say not to like blow myself up or whatever, but like I've done a lot of work to make myself like a
sellable
candidate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
As far as speaking Japanese and getting into like the business culture and all that kind of thing. So I'm ready for that.
All right.
So that's it. Kind of a long-winded answer, but I think that's
no merch though. No merch.
No merch. Definitely no merch. For sure.
It's the one cup of glasses.
I'm gonna have to rebrand. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's all
Yeah, we'll
looking good,
yeah.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a matter though, like I don't know how much you know about it, but there is a little bit like depending on the school you work for, if you're an ALT or if you're in like the Eikaiwa kind of thing, like some of the contracts tend to be draconian.
Hmm.
Oh, I know this place behind you now, the Katsuyama Dinosaur Museum.
That's right.
It's
Yes.
it's supposed to be like the third ranked or like the with the third best reputation in the world as far as dinosaur museums go.
Hmm.
Uh,
And it looks pretty cool as well with this sort of
Yeah, it's
futuristic
really cool.
building.
yeah, it's supposed to be shaped like a dinosaur egg, apparently.
Ah,
don't
that's
know.
the reason.
Yeah. Next door to that, there's like you can see like all the forest. If you go in
Mhm.
there, it's like populated with like animatronic dinosaurs, and you can walk through there, and it's kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's meets like Jurassic Park kind of situation. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's a nice place. It's a fun place to go to for sure.
Hmm.
So
Well, there you
I
are,
don't-
audience. Fukui has more to offer than you may think.
not too much more than you may think, but
I know. Once you get outside the Dinosaur Museum, that's it. Kind of.
exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good place to visit. So recommend it for sure. Translation interpreting money wise, you probably better out remaining freelance. Is that right, Perk? Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a thing like as far as like I do a fair bit of freelance translation work now, and I mean, I think part of the problem is it's a heavily saturated field. Also, and because of that, like the regularity with which I get freelance work is sort of like 1 month I can make like what I make in like two months at my current job, right? If I really hustle. But then like the next month it'll be like I'll make like $5. You know what I mean? So it's really so unreliable. So yes, please come to Fukui for 5 nights at Freddy's.
5 Nights at Freddy's. It's a new GNTO promotional thing.
That's right. Sponsor me, a company that made 5 Nights at Freddy.
I am now going to try a shandy gaff. The aftertaste. Oh, actually, I mean, the sort of it's okay. It feels like you're drinking something wholesome when you're drinking the red eye. It's kind of,
Is that the goal when you're having a drink? Do you want to feel wholesome?
I don't know. I don't know. Right, this if I drank this pure, I'd be on the floor burning because I tasted it last night. It's I was explaining to Charlie earlier how I made this. It's ginger syrup. There's quite a lot of ginger in it. So this is I'm going to try the beer actually just on its own because I've not had unadulterated IPA of this brand before.
Sure. Are you normally an IPA fan?
Well, it's the nearest actually in Belgium to British bitter.
Okay.
It's quite it is quite bitter taste. So Belgian beer is strong, and you can taste that it's alcoholic, and it's not like a Chuhai or anything, but it definitely tastes malty and all that business. But it's never as bitter as English bitter.
I don't know that I've never had an English bitter.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't have to try, but I mean, it's always worth a try.
Yeah. I would.
Just to say you've had it,
So, yeah.
Right,
Well, if I get, yeah. Okay, here we go. The magic's
Here we go.
happening.
Just a little bit. Right. There's bits of pepper floating in there. I'm not quite sure that's supposed to be happening. Right, here we go. It smells gingery. The beer smell has been taken over. And the beer taste has been taken over as well. Yes, it's quite interesting.
Are you just getting mostly ginger in that then?
Yeah, kind of the bitter taste is almost masked completely because it's syrup, so it's basically sugar. So when the ginger is kicking in, but it's not like drinking the neat ginger. But it's I mean the only shandies I've ever had in the past have been like lager shandies with Canada Dry, which is rather weak. So this is a bit better.
Just gotta be careful with that syrup because that's the stuff of hangovers there. All that sugar.
Oh yeah, I'll be bouncing around for the rest of the day now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you still have a day ahead of you after all.
Yes, I mean it's winding down time for you, but I mean I've got an afternoon of not much winding down this afternoon.
Just take it easy.
Yeah,
I guess the whole world is on remains on taking it easy mode. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, has it affected your work at all?
Only in a very, very slight degree. The school, what happened is basically we had like a good percentage of our students basically say we're not going to come for like a month, and then that turned into 2 months and that kind of thing. But most of our students hung around, and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing to do online lessons. They're like, we don't need to do online lessons. That's fine, whatever. I'm not embittered by it, but yeah. So I mean, basically, we just closed the school for like 2 or 3 extra days around like the Golden Week holiday, and it turned into like a 2 or 2.5 week holiday instead of. But it didn't affect like anything much other than that. So yeah.
Well, here I think mid-March, sort of March, there was the lockdown. Mid-March was the lockdown here, and work was sort of, there were no people allowed to come into the showroom at work, so the showroom was closed. But like professionals could come into the yard and get their building materials and stuff. So that kept it going. But then gradually, as things started to tighten up, even that was restricted. And so obviously that just means there's not a lot going on. And so I ended up being sort of put on temporary unemployment, which resulted basically in just, I think, total of about 8 or 9 days out of a 2-week period where I didn't actually go into work, and I was enjoying it actually.
kind of a forced vacation kind of thing, right? Yeah.
When they phoned up and said, "Can you come back in?" Well, oh God, do I have to?
yeah. Right, like there's like the part of you that's like, okay, of course I want it because it's good to get a paycheck, but also you're like, but this has been pretty nice to sort of do my own thing for a week and some change, eh?
Yeah. Although I was getting a bit stir crazy because you're not allowed to go anywhere or do anything. I mean, you can go to the shop.
You guys had a like much stricter kind of thing than we had here by the sounds of it, eh? Yeah.
And it's all been lifted there now, hasn't it? It's all the. I mean, not that it was.
Yeah, I think officially absolutely everything is supposed to be lifted as of Monday, which seems a little bit.
So yeah, everybody's going to burst back, come back into class.
Right. Well, we've already had everybody come back because Fukui came off of emergency status as of last week Monday. So we've been off of it for 2 weeks almost because we haven't had any new people infected with the virus for about a month, just about exactly a month now. So, but the speed with which people have returned to just sort of like doing stupid shit is a testament to the human spirit, I suppose. But it's like it does make you worry, like how quickly are we going to hit that second wave if Tokyo is completely off of lockdown and
that opens up again on Monday, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. And like a lot of people from those places come to places like Fukui because they think they're safe, and that's when more people start showing up here. So it's like,
and if it's open, in England, where my sister lives, it's a sort of a nature park area, and so people have been sort of coming from the cities, thinking because it's a nature park, it'll be okay, but the police have been stopping them, turning them back. So
sure. And I mean, you can of course like forgive the mentality because like I mean I get it, right? Like even here where I can get to like a hiking trail within 5 minutes, like like I get it. Like you're inside for however many days at once, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. Like just let me see something green for 5 minutes, And
Yeah, you and everybody else. That's the trouble. That's the
that's
thing.
it. That's it exactly, right? And it's and that's the way you have to think. Is like, okay, I'm thinking like this, and of course, um, if it really were the case, you were the only person thinking like that, it would certainly be fine. But of course, that's just not the way. That's
Yeah.
just not the way it
There's
works.
127 million people all thinking the same thing. It's like,
yeah. Well, that's right. I mean,
per-
Perk is saying the same thing, right? Like,
yeah.
like I'm hoping, that like all of this sort of like optimism actually comes to something, and it comes to be well placed. But I just don't see it happening, And I say this as somebody who has no sort of like scientific grounding to say that. It's just, it just seems like a matter of sense. But who can say it?
My background is probably causing people to go dizzy, so I'm going to adjust my background and do. Hang on, do this. Do this. Sorry, and do that, and do this. Sorry, Charlie. It's like. There we are.
It's okay. It's cool.
Much steadier now.
Oh, there's like a person sitting behind you creepily, like Slender Man.
Oh no, I've got the wrong one. That's the one I use for Radri. That's the one I use for Radri with the creepy rabbits.
Oh, that's what happened.
Oh no, I'll leave the creepy rabbits.
Right. Christ. Yeah,
sorry. Well, 5 Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Simon NoChaNoMa.
There we go. That's right. We made the connection. Yeah, but I mean, have you been given any indication as to like when things are going to let up for you, or have they let up for you? Are you
theoretically the 1st of June is when, for example, cafes and bars and all that and restaurants can open. For about 2 weeks now, shops have been able to be open, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't look like any different to the way it was before the virus happened, because there's like people out all over the place. And there is we have to keep 1.5 meters distance from each other, so we're all given shopping trolleys when we go to the supermarket, and the shopping trolleys are all sprayed down.
I got you. What a pain. Yeah. I mean, it's necessary, of course, but it is certainly a pain in the ass. Perk is making an interesting point here, right? Where it's like there's sort of like this false sense of security that people get by wearing a mask.
Mm.
And it's
yes,
yeah. I can remember when we were in like the height of it, and like, maybe this must have been like a month and a half ago or so, and it was when really they were like, really just don't leave the house unless you have to. And of course, I was still being made to go to work, and I passed a park, and there was like probably like 4 women there with their children, and all the women and all their children were packed tightly together. We're wearing masks. And
yes,
it's just like,
we're safe.
Yeah. It's like that's not really how the hell that works, right? It just doesn't work that way. And I guess I assumed that maybe there'd be some greater understanding of it because of the culture here being one that wear masks. If you get a cold for the sake of politeness, kind of thing. But there is sort of this idea that if you wear the mask, like, A, you're not going to give it to anybody, and B, probably much more importantly, that you're not going to get it from anybody, which is a fundamental understanding of the way the technology works. So,
yes, this is a pen. I've got my pop filter, you see. Did you see Bree's video, Tokyo Bree's video? I didn't see it, no.
I didn't see it, but I saw the original. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Safety first. Get your pop filter.
That's right. Resumens. Yeah. That has been like such a problem with students too. Is like even adult students that come in and they have the mask, but it's just like this. And I mean, more so the kids. So I'm like, can you please wear your mask over your nose? And they give me so much shit.
I've worn it once. I've worn a mask once. I had to go out and do a delivery in the van, and it was across the border in Holland. And Holland was, borders were closed, so I had a special paper signed and stamped that allowed me to go across, and I had a like spray gel for my hands, and and I had the mask. But the only time I ever wore a mask was sort of in the van with nobody else in it, on the road, with my mask on. I did my delivery in the mask, just to show I'm wearing a mask.
That's right. Yes.
And that was about the last time I ever bothered.
Is that just a function of you just not having been outside much, or?
Pretty much. I mean, that's my life in general. It's nothing. The coronavirus thing is like, oh, welcome to my world.
So people are just like forced to role play Simon during this adventure.
Yes, you too could be Simon NoChaNoMa. Oh dear.
How are you liking at the Shandy
I'm definitely gonna not use the IPA anymore. I'm gonna go, next time, well, later today or something. I'll get some lager, some just sort of clear, sort of Budweiser type, because it's the bitterness of the beer. It works okay with the tomato, but it doesn't work so well with the sweet ginger. Yeah. There you are. That's a tip for your audience. Don't use IPA beer with ginger.
I wonder if it wouldn't work really well with like a framboise.
Yeah, but then you've got the raspberry flavor of the beer.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I wonder if like the ginger and like the raspberry wouldn't go well together, or even just like a lambic in general. I wonder if they wouldn't pair well. But I guess lambics have a bit of sweetness to them anyway, don't they? So
yeah, I mean the lambic is also the basis for the Creek, which is the cherry beer.
Oh, I like that idea. That sounds real good.
I mean, my favorite actually is something called Rodenbach, which is it's aged in old wine barrels, so it goes red, and it's fizzy and rather fruity flavored. You have to Google that. Rodenbach.
Oh, so it's originally like a Belgian brewery.
It's a Belgian beer. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's not particularly strong, but it's quite fruity and flavorful.
Sure. This is actually the first time I'm drinking in about 2 or 3 weeks, actually.
Oh right, that's very conscientious.
Well, it's literally conscientious because I'm literally doing it. I'm doing it on purpose. That's why it's literal.
A keep fit routine, sort of, because you've been stuck in lockdown and need to sort of.
Yeah. I plumped up a good like 3 kilos or something like that, and it was like, but my partner was like, you got kind of fat, didn't you? And said
if you can pinch more than an inch.
Yeah. So that I've just sort of like been cutting it out, and but it's nice to, but a crazy week, so it's good. It's good. It's tasty.
Well, I've been doing exercises every morning. I was doing a video chat with my friend in Tokyo, and I was sat on the settee, and she saw my little tummy. She said, "What's that?" So I've been doing exercises every morning, conscientiously.
Sure. Yeah. If somebody says something like that, it's not even like how can I say it? It's not even like so straightforward that it's like, hey, you're fat. It's like, what's that? So it's just a little bit subtle, and I find that tends to sting a little bit more than like somebody just like calling me fat like directly. Yeah. I can feel your pain for sure.
So I mean, now that the lockdown's over, will you be getting out and doing your hiking stuff again, your videos and stuff, or?
I think so. Like I don't know, because like my hiking pal, Travis, who I think probably you're aware of. You knew Travis, I think, from like Hiko's stuff and all that kind of stuff. And all that kind of stuff, very big. But he is now like trapped in Thailand,
Oh,
So, and Thailand is like in a kind of much stricter situation than we are here. So even if I wanted to like go on like a lengthy hike, like a 2 week backpack kind of thing,
mm.
probably wouldn't happen. But one of the things I am looking forward to is, I don't know if you ever saw it, but there was a series I made. There's a pilot I made. It's called What the Fukui, and
Yes, there's one video.
there's only one video. There's only one video, right? And the intention was to showcase like Fukui and try to make like this little, place where a lot of people don't even know exists, and to give it a little bit of notoriety, kind of thing, somehow. And so the plan was, like basically once we hit a certain amount of support on Patreon, that I would produce that series, because of course then I would have some cash to travel and cash to stay at places and all that kind of thing. And we hit that goal, but it's we hit the goal, and then immediately was like, you can't go anywhere for the next however long.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So which sucks, of course. But hello, Silversea.
Obviously, that's a friend I met in Amsterdam when I was meeting Tabby Eats. She's from Holland.
Oh, cool. You could meet a lot of people from around the world, Simon.
I tend to do that. Yes, the social media does that for you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing for sure. But yeah, so that's probably like, as far as like what will change as far as like content creation, that'll be the biggest thing. Is like actually putting that into production, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. And of course, hiking. Hiking more than just like the little trail that's near my house, for sure.
And avoiding routes on the path.
You remember, do you?
I remember.
You remember? Oh, dude, got busted up real good that time. Yeah, Thailand's a situation. Like I hadn't heard about the king there until Perk had pointed it out, but like, yeah, that's quite the thing to do during like when you're telling like all of your citizenry to not do anything, right? Is to go and like hang out and with your harem in another country and that kind of thing. Okay. And but he was just saying how like there was like a 3-week moratorium on selling booze, and it happened quite suddenly. They were like, it was like a Friday, and they're like, oh, by the way, from this weekend, we're not going to sell any alcohol for the next 2 weeks.
So everybody's like,
stuff like yeah, right. And so like, part of the reason why I gained all that weight that I mentioned is because like, what do you want to do if you're going to be stuck inside all the time, right? You want to
get wasted.
Open a couple beers every day, yeah, just help like smooth over that time kind of thing. And so they took away like one of the ways to sort of keep the peace, So maybe if they let people get drunk a little bit more, they wouldn't be criticizing the king. They wouldn't have noticed. So
yeah.
Who can say? Who can say? So Simon, you said you've been doing this for about 3 years now, right?
It feels like that. No, I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. But two and a half, something like that. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I mean, a little bit of shop talk. Like, I mean, like, what do you like this platform better than trying to stream through YouTube? Or I mean.
Yeah, I mean, basically because I can invite people like you on and other YouTubers and other guests. That's the thing. What happened with Google was they decided to shut down Hangouts, which gave you the opportunity, or had given you the opportunity to just simply send out a link and people could pop in. So I wanted something like that. And this was there was lots of other systems out there. Quite a lot of people use OBS. But your computer has to be up to a good spec to be able to cope with it, because it uses a lot of the CPU. You have to have a kind of a good knowledge of how to sort of patch in things like Skype and what to click and what not to click and everything. And from what I've seen from people who have used OBS, it can be a bit of a nightmare. So I just wanted something where I could just go click with one click and it's done. And this seemed to be the best option, and it uses the browser and it uses the cloud. So your computer is not taxed. So your guest's computer is not. Your guest can join from a crappy old laptop or whatever, and it'll still work because it's all done outside of your computer, sort of thing.
Sure,
The only disadvantage to it that I've pointed out to some people is that they want your soul. We want access to all your videos, and we can edit and manipulate and delete and blah 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 blah. And
So I mean, how do you get around that? Like, I mean, do you then are you immediately like downloading a copy and then putting it
no,
over
what
on
I do,
YouTube,
what
or
I
are you
did,
allowed to do that, or?
I mean, I've over the years, I've had various Google accounts and things. When Google was saying you had to have your real name, and no, you don't have to have your real name, and no. So I've set up all these like accounts, and I had one that was floating about that wasn't connected to anything. So I thought, oh, I can use that, and I had a sort of a YouTube channel on it that wasn't
Ty,
doing
hey, how's it
anything. Hi, Ty. And then I just decided, okay, I'll use this YouTube account that I'm not using, and I'll use the Google account that's not connected to it because they want all your Google data. So they've got a virgin Google account with no data on it, and
that's a little scary shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know how nefarious it is or anything, but obviously they need to make money, so they need to sort of sell it to third parties for advertising and all that business. But I thought, no, I don't. What I didn't want was them sort of going into my existing channel and all its and being able to bugger about with my videos.
Of course not.
Quite proud of my videos, and I want to keep them.
Right.
So this, I did this, and it's all. So they've got access to all the live streams I've ever done, sort of on using this app. And there are slight problems with it. For example, this will probably now take a day to upload onto my channel, so it's not immediate like it was with YouTube. I mean, when it started doing this, it would upload almost immediately, and people who had missed the stream could watch it sort of an hour or so later. No problem. Now they've got to wait a day. So if I was concerned about views, that might be a problem. But it's not such a big deal.
So I mean, then you're sort of like bound by the terms of the service that you can't you're not able to rip your video and then put it over on YouTube.
I can. I mean, I can. There are means and ways and means to do that. I think I did that in the beginning because I wanted something on. I've got two channels now. That's the other thing. I've got two channels, same name. One with the kanji, and one with just in Romaji. And it's confusing for a lot of people. And on one channel, my original channel, I've now passed the 500 subscriber mark. Woohoo!
I saw it. Good work.
And on this channel, I've got 58. So it's like, there's that sort of disadvantage to it. So if anybody is considering StreamYard, I think Radri has used it. It's handy, but it does have sort of other drawbacks. So.
Gotcha. I'm just asking because, like you said, I didn't exactly know what had happened because I had been out of the game for 2-3 years, something like that. And then when I came back and wanted to do it, and YouTube was like, okay, well, you've got to run it through like a third-party streaming platform, or you can run it directly from your phone. Like, then you don't need.
Yeah, you can do YouTube Live, or even from your computer, YouTube Live, but it starts straight away, and you can't schedule it.
Exactly.
And you can't get guests.
Yeah, well, that was a thing, and it was like, okay, well, I'm trying to shop around a little bit to see what I can do, but so it's interesting to hear like your feedback on it for sure.
Yeah, there are a bunch of others I looked at, but this one seemed to be sort of the easiest, and certainly for getting the link. I mean, I just popped you the link, you clicked, and you were on, bang, no problem.
Yeah, it was really smooth. It was really smooth. That's true enough. Yeah. Some things to consider, anyhow.
Yeah. So, but if you like Silver Sea is waiting, it's a long time waiting a day. If you're trying to sort of, if your time zone is such that you can't get to the stream on time. It's always nice to see the stream sort of relatively soon after it's occurred.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, right? Like, especially if you're trying to talk about something that's super topical or whatever the case may be, then that little bit of delay could be a big difference for sure. All right, well, thank you for letting me pick your brain.
Yeah, that's good. It's and there are slightly less technical issues.
Yeah. YouTube, no matter what, right? You would think like the biggest like platform in the world would make kind of more of a streamlined like non-tech issue sort of process, but just does not seem to be the case.
No.
So yeah.
Maybe it was just weighing too heavily on them, and there's millions of people all trying to stream at the same time, sort of thing. No.
Well, there's that. I guess we could cut them a little bit of slack. No more Simon.
You're
gonna hold up on it.
I'm gonna hold out. Yes.
Sure.
Ooh. Yes, I didn't have much to eat for lunch, so.
I was going straight to the head. Sure. It's weird. It's really. I just want to point out that Thai, who of course is in your comments. I remember we. Basically, when I first got started, the way I got started was I was watching Simon stuff over on YouTube.
Mm.
I used to join in like the pre-show hangout kind of thing. We'll hang out back. And then I would join into the post-show kind of hangout kind of thing. And Ty was one of the people that sometimes be in that, and it's crazy because that was it's a long time ago now, 6 years ago, and then a little bit after I moved here. But I sort of fell out of that crowd a little bit after I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nostalgic to see him hanging out. How do I get people to join my Patreon? I want to know that question too. Yeah, I don't know.
Whore yourself out on social media.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really lucky because I haven't had to do that. Like, to be honest, I made a Patreon like not expecting anyone to support it. It was just like, maybe somebody will do it, so like I might as well make it kind of thing, And in 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, we have 8 supporters now, 8 Patreons on that. And I haven't had to do any whoring. Like I just include, like, sometimes I'll put like a little plug at the end of the video, but I don't really tweet about it.
Do you hashtag like a boss, or do you?
I think one of like the perks for all levels of being a patron is that I'll thank you. Usually I thank the patrons. I'll thank the patrons like at the end of the video, like thanks to all the patrons, that kind of thing. But at the end of the video, there's an end slate that has everybody's name on it and like a more personal style of thank you and that kind of thing. And that seemed to be a pretty good way to promote the Patreon account, because it's not like in your face, and it's not like another thing that you have to say every video, like subscribe, click the bell, and give it a thumb, like all that kind of shit, it's
well, it appears you've just got a new Patreon supporter in Radri. He'll join and see whether it's good what he gets for his
I hope it doesn't disappoint. Yeah,
I'm obliged to give him some merch or
that's right. There are no cuppas. I want to put the disclaimer out there right now. There are no cups to be had at the moment.
No cups. But, you'll get the unedited raw videos, and you'll get this sort of like the like shivers.
That's right.
You do the bikini. You'll get the bikini videos from Charlie.
I don't know what would make people subscribe more. Me posting nudes, or me promising never to post nudes. So, but over on Patreon, like for example, like I mean, I'm gonna be very honest about it. There's nothing that's mind blowing over there. There is like one exclusive series. It's just like a taste test series kind of thing, because it's not a thing that I want to do on my normal account, but it's something I enjoy doing generally, and people want to see that kind of thing. And then like there's like early access, like 1 day early episodes of Cuppa, and then like 1 week early access to Tera Nihongo, which is like a show I'm doing.
I don't think I could do that. I mean, it takes me all week just to get around to do this.
Well, that's something I've had to do, is like change like my production habits. Yeah, there's definitely a Japanese lesson thing on there. It's not really a lesson because it's not in depth enough. It's just like, here's like a piece of vocabulary that I heard on Terrace House that you won't find in a textbook.
Mm.
or is actually used differently from the textbook told you, then the textbook told you how you could use it, kind of thing.
Mm. Like Zokon.
Yeah, yeah,
Zokon.
exactly. And so far, that's been enough. But from what I understand, and this is going to sound maybe a little bit conceited, but it's not meant to be that way. But from what I understand, it's not really about the content I put on there as much as it is that people feel like I'm like they're supporting something that they want to support.
Oh,
And
so yes.
yeah, and so
Kind of
somehow,
like, that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
and somehow, like all of the messages that I've had from the people that support the Patreon have been like, it's cool if you put up the content and whatever, but I just want to let you know that I just really dig what you do, and so whether you put the content up or not, I'm on board, kind of thing. And that has been that's the basis of the Patreon right now, So that's not a good way to approach it if I want it to grow and I want it to be like a more significant source of income. But as for now, I mean, it is what it is, and it's really helpful. It's really helpful. So
Mm.
like I'm going to be launching a podcast in the summertime, and that microphone is going to be funded entirely by my patrons.
All right.
And it's only because of them. It's not. I mean, I could pay for it out of pocket, but
Mm.
there's something really great about being able to take money. Excuse me, take the money from people
Take
who-
money. There's something great about being able to take money.
Shit.
Freudian
Everybody
there from
left
Charlie.
everybody just left my Patreon. But what I mean, but what I mean to say, what I mean to say is there's something really great about being able to take that money that people are investing into you, and then directly invest it back into the channel, or directly invest it back into the content. And that's something that I put up just yesterday. Was like, because of you, I could hire Wikipedia to do the graphics for the channel.
Oh, Hickey. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a long time now, actually.
And Hickey did the graphics from when the channel was still Charlie no Seikatsu. And because of my patrons, I can buy like a new microphone and that kind of thing, And so it's really, I don't know, it feels really good to be able to like take what is basically people's faith in monetary form and sort of reinvest it and kind of reward their faith isn't what I want to say, but maybe show them that their faith was well placed is the idea. So it feels cool, It feels really cool.
I'm wondering whether I should. I got this birthday present. Birthday present.
Don't quote me. Please don't quote me, Perk. Put it on Twitter. Cancel culture will kill me real quickly. Did you hear what this asshole said? Another privileged white guy. Take him down, right? For sure. Yeah, but it's been cool, It's been cool.
I mean, I've always wondered. I mean, when we did Three Old Dudes, we did merchandise, and obviously,
Sure.
I've got T-shirts. I got a watch out of it, and what else did I get? I got a badge, and but you could get all kinds of things. You could get children's underwear, and all.
Children's underwear.
Yeah, I mean, with Three Old Dudes printed on it.
That's something I would have sold, man. But
I mean, I've never considered doing anything like that for this show. I mean,
Sure.
not some no underwear. No. I mean, but I did actually think. I mean, this background here. I mean, like a 3D printed model of a show, living room.
That'd be cool, right?
How much interest there would be, and whether I'd end up with like a house full of boxes full of unsold 3D models of my living room.
There are like they're less cost effective than, I mean, potentially less cost effective. Like what am I trying to say? The alcohol is going to my head, but like for example,
take my money.
I'm gonna take your money, right? Like for example, if you buy the stock and then sell it yourself, right, or something like that, then of course the potential to make profit is greater. But like for example, oh shit, what's the service called? But basically, like where you can just like have a service and make it for you one by one.
Hmm.
So if somebody wants it, like you can put the design on this service. What is it called? I'll get back to you. But basically, the service is like you can put the design on the service, and if somebody orders it, they'll make it to order.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Zazzle. I mean
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, that's Zazzle. But of
yeah.
course, like the issue there is that like your profit margin is much smaller.
Yes, I
So
think on Three Old Dudes we made about like $1 in about 4 years or something like that.
there you go, right? There you go. So, yeah, but I mean, like, do you do any kind of like branding stuff? Like from what I can tell, you don't have like a logo or anything.
No, my logo is me, basically, my
Right,
avatar.
right.
And no, the most I do is I get around to like putting that advert on Instagram, for example, and tweeting it and Facebooking it, but I don't have any kind of brand as such.
Yeah,
Possibly I should, just to raise awareness.
yeah. I mean, you've been doing it for 2.5 years. It seems like, I mean, it's something that you're enjoying doing, right? It seems like it'd be worth that kind of the extra step.
Hmm.
And I mean, certainly, like I said, you know Hickey. I'm sure you know some other artists through all of the dealings you've had on the web, and you know,
Hmm.
so I'm sure you have some connections. Probably if you just
Yes,
ask.
the chibi version of Simon NoChaNoMa.
That's right. That's right.
Simon NoChaNoMa Funko Pop, you know.
Yeah, that's right. I would buy that. Would buy that. That is something though. It's interesting, right? Is talking about like branding and like that kind of thing is like thinking about how I always felt it was kind of dirty. Like I don't
Yes,
know why.
kind of like
Yeah,
here's the man who just said, I want to take you.
yeah, oh, right. Which Perk so kindly put into quotation form for us already. But
But now it's not dirty anymore. Now it's you'll feel it's justified.
well, it's sort of like yeah, it's well, it's like it's as long as I'm doing it in the right way, right? Where I'm not doing anything like behind closed doors and like because of course Patreon it's of course it's a crowdfunding platform, and so I want to be as transparent about it as possible. And talking about things like profit and marketing and all that kind of thing, it's just part of it, you know. And something I've tried to do from the beginning is to be very clear, like this is something that I'm hoping to eventually make. If not my sole source of income, then it would be cool to make it like a significant source of income. You know, and the fact of the matter is if you do nothing, then there's no possible way to do that, right? Maybe you get lucky, you go viral, and then something comes from that, right? But I just don't make that kind of content, quite honestly. And so that's something I've had to become more comfortable with is maybe not even just like branding and like talking about profit or thinking about profit and all that kind of thing. And profit, when I say profit, I mean not just monetarily, but some sort of
kind of recognition.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's sort of starting to think about that more, but it's just like becoming more comfortable with like recognizing that the nature of things now is that you are a brand. If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, you're a brand, you know. And one thing that I've noticed very quickly is that even if you don't really try to be a brand, you become one, right? And
Oh, look, Robert's here. There we go.
hello, Robert. With lots of big words, indeed. That is indeed Robert. But like what I mean is like I noticed it when people started asking for like merchandise on the channel when I was still super active and we were getting a lot of viewers and that kind of thing. And they were like, okay, well, where's the merchandise that says "is the thing on"? And it was just something I used to say because I always freaked out because on my old camera, I couldn't tell if the recording lamp was lit or not. So I would always bend the camera down at a weird angle, look at it, and say, "Is this thing on?" Because I was really worried about it, and that just became somehow like a catchphrase, and that became part of the brand, and then people wanted that, and not thinking of that as like something dirty or as thinking of like taking advantage of that as something bad, you know. Like it's been kind of a transitional thing, I think. So Transitional transcendent informational concept of Simon and Charles. I like that my name is written in French.
Charles.
Charles.
I am Charles.
That's a title. That's the title.
Burke says to use that song that Maya wrote for me. So I don't know. I mean, I could use an excerpt from it, perhaps. Yeah. Radri's. Everybody go over to Twitch. Radri's having dinner on Twitch.
Radri, I just saw your notification on Patreon. Thank you very much. I hope you find it to be worthwhile.
If you've got time, I may have to go shortly after this to pick up my son. So, but if you're still streaming, Radri, I shall pop in and be the annoying old dude in the comments. Yes, Twitch. I have a Twitch channel, and I've set it all up, and it's all ready to go. And I just need to figure a way to how to screen grab this, and so because I'm too lazy to do a separate stream.
Can you simulcast?
Yeah, I think you can if you pay for it with StreamYard. You can stream to multiple platforms at once, but I would have to do it by doing like a screen capture type thing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I wonder. To be honest, I hadn't heard of this platform until I mean I'd seen a couple of your streams here and there since the break from Three Old Dudes. I don't know if break is too dramatic of a way to put it, but anyway.
Well, it's the natural end. Of...
Sure. the natural disillusion. But yeah, I wonder, like, is there something that's more appealing about this platform than than the Twitch is?
YouTube, as opposed to Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. I mean, as I can't remember who quoted it, but Japandi Jones said that YouTube was he's moved now permanently to Twitch, and he calls YouTube BoomerTube.
Oh my Christ, yeah. That hurts a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, there is that to it. I mean, but I mean, if you go over to Twitch, it's all full of people. I mean, in the comments, at least. Sort of 20 years younger than me or more, in their rooms on weed, and that's the audience basically. So there's a slightly broader audience, should I say, for YouTube at the moment. But YouTube is so big that you can get lost. If you're trying to, like Radri was trying to sort of boost his audience,
sure,
but it's you have more chance with that younger set, younger people.
Yeah,
on Twitch. Yeah. And when Twitch are into that kind of thing, it's slightly less on. You've got to really be lucky on YouTube if you're into
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I actually, it's interesting. I was thinking about this today as I was hanging up laundry. But like, I started YouTube the first time when I was, studying abroad in Japan the first time. It's 2007. And I was also making covers of Japanese songs at the time. And I had a video that hit about like 900,000 views.
Wow.
Just completely by accident. Completely by accident. And the chances of that happening now, because just of the how many people, just a measure of volume, is just so slim, and so yeah, that's something I was thinking about today. It's just like maybe Twitch is a better idea as far as like when I do the live streams and that kind of thing or whatever. But yeah, man, it's a different time.
Yeah,
that's
or TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. I'm on TikTok, but I just make like time lapse videos of nature, and that's.
Yes, I saw those. Those are nice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad you think so. But probably limited audience for those.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, middle-aged Englishmen in Belgium watch them.
Well, I appreciate it. Perk is making this interesting point about Joe Rogan was just signed to an exclusive deal on Spotify. you know, I don't know that it signals like the end of YouTube dominance, but I think it would be a good thing if there was some kind of significant threat to YouTube dominance, because um, as you know, somebody who's like in like this lowest echelon of like creator tiers, you know, I think it would be good for them to get kicked a little bit, and to make it a little bit more of a competitive platform for everybody on that platform, and because they've just been resting on their laurels, I think, you know, and I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's not broke, right? But I think if more big people like Joe Rogan, like, can you imagine, like, for example, Casey Neistat is not so active anymore, but like if Casey Neistat, if you found out that he signed like a permanent video production deal, not a permanent, but an exclusive production deal with some other streaming platform or video platform, like Vimeo, can you imagine? Like, you know, so I think that could only be a good thing, but yeah.
But we're not there yet. So if we decide to shift channels, nobody's going to, YouTube is going to give a monkey.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody would like to throw us some 6-figure, 7-figure deals to do exclusive things on StreamYard or wherever the case may be, you know, please send that my way. Send that my way.
We want to take your money.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Right. Well, Charlie, it's been really good seeing you again and catching up.
Yeah, time.
Now I know that you're going to be a homeowner in Fukui, and the patter of tiny feet will probably ensue, and all that business. And
everything's working correctly. Yes. That's the plan. Yeah. But yeah, it was really, really fun. I had a good time. So thank you for having me on. I hope to do it again.
Well, yes, you're very welcome to pop in and into comments, or just on the show as well. We shall do this again sometime.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. And next week on the show, I have guests again next week. Amazing.
Who's coming next week?
Next week, it's a duo called Stuffer. Dutch couple, 2 guys, and I met them in Amsterdam when I met up with Tabby Eats, and they have their own channel that produces, you know, weekly or daily, almost daily videos, reviews and so on, and they have their own live stream. So they'll be joining next Saturday. So that's the guest next week.
Cool. Nice.
But for now, I'd like to thank everybody for joining and keeping us company and commenting. And I'd like to thank Charlie for taking time out to join. And
it really was a pleasure.
all again next week.
Have a good time.
Okay. Bye, everybody.